Hey everyone, Caront here, welcoming you back to Wild Arms. In the last episode, we finished up Pandemonium and awakened a part of Jack's past that we hadn't yet heard in the story. And next up, we're going to be heading off to Arctica to try to resolve that past. But a couple of things I do want to mention first that I did off camera. First off, I now have every spell in the game for Cecilia. Just go ahead and pan the list here. A couple of them I'll mention that I hadn't yet gotten. Randomizer pretty much does exactly what it says. It gives you a random magic spell in effect, and I believe some of the spells it can call up actually are spells that you do not have command of via these crest crafts. So if you want to give that a spin, feel free to do so. I'll probably use it a time or two on camera just to show you what it can do. It is obviously random, so of course you use that at your own risk. You see I've got some status effecty stuff there. And then on this side, on the white magic side, I will mention I don't generally use these spells too terribly much. You do have a spell to up your counter rate if you want to do that. You've got Rage or Anger. I'm not sure if those attacks or if those abilities are the same, but you see overcomes with Anger, and I think it functions more like a Berserk. I don't generally use it too much. I do have what I call Bomberman, bombs counterattacks. That's not very powerful in my use, or at least the times I've used it. Then if you want to try to mitigate magic stuff, you've got the reflect spells, which you can use especially if you've got a party that's all magic, or if you've got an enemy that's all magic rather. That can be useful, but just keep in mind of course that Cecilia can't heal via spells doing that either. She can of course heal with potion berries, mega berries, that sort of thing, so it's not that big of a deal. So there you go, I've got some magic in play. And you might notice looking at my Gela, I am flat broke. I mean completely broke. Now why, might you ask, am I broke? Well, mostly because I went ahead and fully upgraded the phaser. 315 attack, you see, so it's stronger than rocket launcher at its peak. And I've also upgraded the hit to 99%. So in essence, it is now a guaranteed hit. I also, you can't see this in here, but you also, well, you can actually at the bottom, sorry, but you see it's got 15 bullets. So it is a pretty good weapon. It really outperforms the rocket launcher in regards to just straight out single party attacks. So use that against single bosses and basically you really can't go wrong. One other thing I will do, and I will go ahead and do this on camera, is I'm going to equip Jack and Rudy with holy rings. You notice I sold off most of the other accessories because I don't find myself using them. Here's the talisman for HP and the mind for MP. And I'm going to put Jack and Rudy with holy rings because Arctica, I believe pretty much every enemy in Arctica is weak to holy, so you'll want to go in prepared with that. One last thing I'll say, and I promise I'll leave, is be sure to pack a couple of duplicators when you go into Arctica. I happen to have two, so we'll go ahead and move forward from there, because there are a couple of duplicator doors that you'll want to put to good effect. They do not have crest graphs in them, because we collected the last crest graphs in Pandemonium, so you don't have to worry about that, but you'll definitely want to take advantage of the duplicator doors while you have them. Alright, so of course here we are, and just pan to the map, we're in the northern part of the continent where the photosphere actually was. Photosphere actually is right over here, and of course we come down here in the snowy depths to enter into Arctica Castle. Alright, so we've got our usual adventuring music, I guess. And this castle's not terribly complex, but there are a few different places that we can go in regards to taking care of stuff. Go ahead and open up there for full revive. And what do we have here? Another one, nice, okay. Let's see, actually I'm not going to go upstairs just yet, but I will introduce the first enemies of Arctica, which are the Roars. Or basically, we've seen them reskinned before, so hey, I guess we get to deal with them in white. Alright, let's see. I don't have anything new to show you guys as far as Jack's attacks. I will go ahead and use Randomizer though, just to show off what that looks like. Now, these guys, as I mentioned, are weak to holy, so actually Cecilia might not... Okay, well she did. Now you notice it used... Oh dear God. I did not expect that in the slightest. Excuse me. Holy crap. But yeah, you see it using Blizzard, which is not an attack that you can generally use with Cecilia as a straight-out magic user. I'm not falling down there. Okay, guess we are going upstairs. Alright, so just head up here, and you notice there's a few directions we can go. We can go up this way or we can go down. I'm going to go up first and fall, but you see the duplicator door up there that we can hit, so let's go down here, and alright, we've got another new enemy, the Ghoul. Now, of course, as I mentioned, they're all weak to holy, so just go ahead and do the normal stuff with Jack. I'm going to use Randomizer 1 or 2 more times, because you can get different spells out of it and be able to use them accordingly. And Jack crits with holy, which is nice. Alright, Keen Sylph, the air attack that we saw used against us in Pandemonium, we actually get to use here. Now, oh good lord, I think I might be using this a lot. I really didn't realize it was going to be that powerful, so shame on me, I guess. But you notice, it is, not only can you get these random spells here, it is also pretty cost effective in regards to magic effect, because it's only 12. I mean, you get these group spells here that are 15, then you get lightning that's 22, you get blast that's 22, so it's something you really might want to put into play, and I didn't, as I mentioned, I hadn't used it that much, so I didn't realize it was going to be quite that good. So, hey, that's what I get for trying out new stuff in an LP. Alright, let's go downstairs, and I think there was nothing. Okay, let's go back upstairs. Alright, so head over here, and I think the first duplicate... Okay, I had some more ghouls there, so nothing really to concern ourselves about. Here's the first of the duplicator doors you can open up. And so we've got a couple of treasure chests here, which have a secret sign. Alright, 2 of them. I think it's going to be the same stuff in the other duplicator door as well, so you'll definitely want to grab those as Jack before you head any further down. Out here, we have ice physics. Whee! Yeah, not really that great. But you head over here, of course, have Rudy in command, where we pick up the Wild Bunch. Now, let me go ahead and show this one to you. Wild Bunch Barnia Dash Attack, which I have no idea what Barnia is supposed to be. It can be a fairly useful arm, but you notice it starts out with 45% hit, which is really, really not good. So if you do want to use that, I would recommend, honestly, that you really only use it with the lock-ons, whether it's level 1 or whether it is Fury Shot with the last level. Alright, I think we can get the other duplicator door over here, if I don't fall down the pit. But yeah, you saw... Okay, had some more roars to deal with, but you saw the duplicator door down there, so of course we'll go ahead and apply the other one here. And we should have a couple of more secret signs to pick up. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so just go ahead and head out of here, and make our way back to where we were, I guess. And let's see, I think there's not really... Wow, okay, ice physics working for me. Okay, yeah, nothing else there. So let's go ahead and head into the middle door here. And, well, okay, more torches and different ways to go. Let's head up this way first. Okay, we've got another new enemy, the Durahan, which I figured this is a translation error because it really should be Dullahan. That is the sort of, I guess, what you might think of as... Oh, doggone it, Washington Irving, the name's failing me. Sleepy Hollow, Headless Horseman, there we go. Had a little bit of association there. But Dullahan is more generally the Headless Horseman type, so I figured that's probably what the name was supposed to be, but it ended up being translation goofs. Now, we've seen that with a few other enemies in this game. Alright, nice. Jack gets to go crit on it, and he whips us to... Oh, Lord, that hurt a pretty good bit, actually. And Osmos didn't work worth crap, so duly noted. But fortunately, with the holy rings attached, he doesn't take too long in going down. And, fair rewards. Not too great right now, but hey, we'll take it. Alrighty, so, alright, nice, lucky card. We can always use that. And now head up here, and run into walls, go me. Alright, head up this direction, and we should have... Another new enemy. I was going to say we should have something at the top, but looks like we have the Wise Man to greet us. So go ahead and apply yourself accordingly, of course. And I don't think he's really going to Osmos very well either, so I will go ahead and use Randomizer since I like it a lot. It's popped up Keen Sylph a couple of times, and it's going to do Inferno now, which is a special fire magic, which I think we've seen before. I don't remember quite. And again, now granted, I think one of the reasons why these damage numbers are so high is because I am Necronomicanized, but still, I mean, that's just really good. Alright, so we've got a room awaiting us up here, and go up here, and you've got a throne. Now you might be thinking, well, what's the big deal about that? Well, pan to Jack, talk to the throne. It's been a few years since that cold, stormy night, which was alluded to in the prologue. This is the Black Fenril, the sword of the Chief Knight. Your sword! That is, of course, the Vision of Coldbird. Are you going to give this to me? A knight like me? I have to accept this responsibility in the name of my sword. So, we get a new sword. And the secret deep within is unlocked. And we get a fast draw hint. So, I got it, old wolf. Alright, so let's see how good this sword is. Alright, it's pretty darn good, actually. And, of course, we've got the fast draw hint here, which I'll be working on learning. I will say, and a little bit embarrassedly, I actually have missed that in previous playthroughs, including the playthrough I was doing getting ready for this LP. So, I'm glad I got it now to show you guys. And alrighty, I had another Durahan to greet me, and Jack got confused, so I didn't get the chance to... Doggone it, wrong one. I didn't get the chance to try to learn that fast draw, unfortunately. But I had missed this actually in a playthrough that I had done getting ready for this, so I'm glad I got this for you guys, and so I can learn it for myself. It's one of those that's kind of easy to miss. Okay, hey, we've got another new enemy. The Hopedia, I guess. It's supposed to be Hope Diamond, which is actually one of the most valuable and well-known diamonds in the world. But naturally, with not a very big text box, you couldn't have fit that whole name in there, so that pseudo-translation error, I think, is a little more understandable on the part of these enemies here. So go ahead, I'm going to see if I can, well, okay, I can crit at least, and the Hope Diamond goes away. And Plasma, okay, this is a super lightning attack, I guess. And it doesn't hurt it at all, because I think the Hope Diamond is entirely, oh lord, 666 is, wow, takes him down to 1 hit point. Yeah, definitely defending with you, I think. Alright, I'm going to give him one last shot to learn the fast draw and then have her cure. And it's not going to work, so this is probably game over for you. Yep. Alright, but yeah, the Hope Diamond is the most famous and one of the most expensive diamonds in the world, but it doesn't give us very much money, unfortunately. You'd think maybe it'd give more, but oh well, no big deal. So, there you have that. I don't think that's all of the enemies in this place. I think that's most of them, though, so we've taken care of a pretty good gamut of folks, I suppose. And now we get lots of staircases. Hooray. I guess oh, save point. Okay, I'll go ahead and use that. I'm not going to obviously cover up the save I just did for, well, sane recording purposes. But I learned my lesson in Pandemonium that, you know, if you don't save enough, you could end up completely replaying a save, and that got a little irritating. So, might as well go ahead and get that taken care of, since it doesn't take very long anyway. Alright, so now we head down here, and if you'll remember, this actually is the... Alrighty, I had 3 enemies there, the Flurity, the Ghoul, and the Hopedia, which leveled Jack, took him down for the count, because he got hit with a Dangerous Object 666, and then the Diamond attacked before anybody else could, so he got croaked. So, anyway, but on the good side of things, I did learn Void, which is his fast draw hint from there. Drop enemies in the Void, i.e. basically an instant death attack. You can play around with it if you'd like. I'm not sure I see myself using it all that much. But as I was about to mention, this is the area where you saw the prologue, where the Fenril Knights and the, well, very not very good king were trying to flee from the demons. Now, it doesn't show this screen, I guess, but it does show going into the elevator, so now we can ride down just like they were. And we get to see a longer elevator than we saw in the Demon's Lab, so I guess we get to do a little bit of so-called elevator music if you want. But it doesn't take too long, and we can go ahead and head out of here, if it'll let me. There we go. Alright, so now we're down at the bottom here, and let's see where... Okay, I had the same trio that I had beforehand, so not a big deal. And hi, Elmina, what's up? Now, you see her there, but don't talk to her just yet, because you don't actually have to. But go in these side rooms first, because you can pick up, well, running into a treasure chest, pick up a boom getter, which is equipment for Jack. Okay. Alright, so you see it there. I'll equip it after I get out of the dungeon, actually. I'm not going to equip it now because the Holy Rings still come in handy. Or actually, I may equip it during the Harken fight. But head over here and roll over to the other side, where we have another treasure. Okay, actually we have stairs. And then we have treasure, I suppose. And then again, maybe we don't. Oh, okay. This actually is the way out, so I'm not going to take it. Excuse me. So let me go back down here, and then we'll get back to the Harken room. Oh, well, never mind me thinking we were done with new enemies. We have the Nemesis. So go after this guy as you normally would. I am going to see if I can actually osmose with Cecilia, just to, because I have been using a fair amount of magic, so I don't want to let things get too out of hand here, I guess. Alright, come on, please have some magic for me to steal. If not, no big... Oh, you actually did, cool. But 2 holy hits and it's done, so well, not too much to deal with, really. And pretty decent experience, although our expectations of experience stuff is getting a lot higher than it was to begin with. Alright, so head up north, where we find nothing. Okay, so it's just that one room. Alright, now, before you talk to Elmina, go ahead and heal Jack up, because he is about to get into a battle. I've got a few magic carrots, but I'll actually hang on to them. I will, however, get my secret signs here, and go ahead and use them on, let's see. I think I'll actually split them between Slash Rave and Magnum Fangs. I had a commenter pointing out that he used Slash Rave a lot, so I'll give it another shot. I've been burned a few times, but I'll go ahead and give it another try here. Rudy, Cecilia, I need to do this alone. I apologize for making you wait. I really don't want to see you like this if I can help it. My bloodstained hands will never let me go. It's the same for me. I can't turn back. Elmina will laugh at me. For Elmina, I shall use my sword against you. On guard! One way or another, we shall attain honor. Everything begins and ends here today. My art does not create or destroy. It's the essence of pure combat that I live by. Come, Jack. We shall taste each other's blood for the last time. And so she morphs into Harken, and... Alright. This is it. Jack and Elmina face to face. Is this all you've got? It will never be enough. Alright, so... You're limited to Jack, of course, so you don't have Cecilia's buffs and debuffs and things like that. But what you'll want to do is, generally the way I go about it is I try to divide my strategy between attack and healing, really as necessary. She actually acts first, and she's one of the few enemies that can really do that. But you noticed Harken Tempest is not really going to do that much to her, or to Jack, because he's a lot stronger than he was last time. And dear God, Slash Raid's working really well now. Oh, well, okay, hey, I think I'll actually try that again. It worked out well the first time. Now, I've generally predilected toward Magnum Fang, which ironically she then uses against me, and then, in essence, healed as I needed to, and that didn't work too well. Oh well, I guess that's the risk-reward of that sort of thing. I will, let's see, no, I didn't mean to do that. I've got actually an extra lucky card, so let's go ahead and apply that too, just to make sure that everything is in play here. And I think I will wait another turn before healing, because yeah, that gets him... Actually, no, I won't wait another turn. He's second in order here. So let me actually go ahead and do Heal Blade, which I think should put him to pretty fair effect. Harken Tempest is not going to hurt that badly. But basically, this is in essence the fight. It is a one-on-one duel to, in essence, who's going to prevail? Who is going to come out triumphant? Will it be Jack, or will it be Harken / Elmina? And I find it fitting. I'm glad that they did this in this game, because especially the way that things tended to be setting up, okay, I think Sonic Vision is in play here. Especially the way that the plot set up, it really lent itself toward a reckoning between Harken and Jack. And I'm glad they did this. I'm glad they had this in here. The one thing I wish they had in this game, which they actually have in Ultra Code F, is a way for Rudy to, well, not really redeem himself, because he didn't need to be redeemed. He was perfectly alright in what he did in Surf Village. It's the townspeople that really needed to be redeemed, I guess. But it did give him the chance to at least find some closure with the citizens of Surf Village. You see that in Ultra Code F, but it actually does not happen here in the original game, unfortunately. So, if you want to get a better idea of what I'm talking about with Ultra Code F, you can look it up, you can find it. It's easy enough to find, I think. I don't have a capture card. Oh, well, I do have a dead Harken, though. You finally look like a knight. Well, thank you very much, Harken. 20,000 experience, so good thing I used that lucky card. And a secret sign, but no money. I can't boo it too much at this point. Elmina! What is this light? You still don't get it, do you? That's the light from your heart. The light of the absolute power. It's the power to go beyond yourself in order to protect the ones we love. That is the light of your new courage. Please, save your strength. Please, don't talk. Many precious things have slipped through your fingers. You're now glowing with courage. It's stronger than... Elmina, open your eyes! Elmina! Oh, that's her talking, sorry. Here are a few words for you from the dead. I don't care how boring or terrible things get. Protect this world, the world that provided for us to meet. I will not use my power for revenge. I will use my blade to... And the light of courage is getting bigger, and the lion idol explodes. And we end up meeting Justine. I am the guardian of courage. The death of the demon knight and the cry of the human warrior summoned me to Felgaia once again. Call my name for the sake of courage, and you shall rise above yourself. And we end up getting the Courage rune, which I rather like when the rune was spinning down, it looked like a shield if you picked up on it. I like that a lot. It's the first time I've actually noticed that. Jack, I'm okay. Let me fight with you for the sake of Felgaia. Alright. She taught me that there are things in this world worth protecting. Okay, so that's pretty much that. I mean, we've already explored everything we have to explore in Arctica. We've picked up all the treasures and such. Now, I will go ahead and mention, I am going to go ahead and equip the Courage rune on Jack, because story-wise, that's in essence the rune that he's sort of meant to hold, I think. You see it ups his speed, which is already not too bad, drops his vitality and his defense a little bit, but I'm okay with that, because it does up his parry, and it is, of course, Justine's rune, so we'll go ahead and equip that. And I will go ahead and equip the Boom Getter on Jack, because we're done with this place now. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and use Cecilia's escape talents to good effect, and make our way out of Arctica. The powers of the Guardians are going berserk inside the teardrop. They're trying to tell us something. Tears of darkness fell on the land. The damage to the ray line was temporary, but it was enough to greatly weaken the Guardian's powers. The tower, hidden deep within the ocean, was detected by Siegfried. And yes, the technology that reached the skies. 1,000 years ago, there were residential colonies in orbit around the planet. In those days, humans and elves lived together. But now, Cottingel rises. The giant mechanism Cottingel connects the land to the colony. And now, the demons have discovered it and have made it rise once again. And we get the Latin chanting to go along with it, which I found to be a pretty nice touch. So now, our next destination is revealed to us. Cottingel, the power deemed too uncontrollable to use by the Guardians, has been found by Siegfried, awakened through time and space to show its face once again. With spooky lightning strikes and everything else to accompany it. And ever so helpfully, the game will show us in that little atoll that we saw in the outer sea earlier, there now rests Cottingel. Now, of course, we're back. So I'm going to go ahead and head back to Adelheid and rest and resupply and such. I don't think we can do the last arm of the Adelheid restoration donation yet. I certainly hope we can't because I'm still slightly broke. Well, slightly broke meaning a lot broke. So even if we can do it, I don't have the money right now, actually. So let me just check one more time and we'll see. Okay, well, actually I can go ahead and give it 100,000 Gela, which I do not have. Great. All right. Please donate what you can. Think of the children. Sorry, I had to voice that. I know I try not to voice NPC too much, but Now, one last thing I do actually want to point out before we go is when you give the $30,000 and $50,000 donation amounts, it opens up new housing here. You have NPCs all around, but there is one specific figure that I want to talk to because, well, he's actually rather vital to our efforts. Hey, don't you recognize me? Yeah, it's Drake from way back when we supposedly married Bartholomew and Cecilia. Drake, from that idiotic wedding, remember? Oh, okay. My gang and I were working on some beached ships at the town of Ship Graveyard when we came across some broken pieces of the sweet candy. We laughed so hard, but then I realized that as much as I hated that bastard Bartholomew, we shared a love of the ocean and ships. So I thought I'd be a nice guy for a change. I have a gift for you on the beach. Go take a look at a miracle of patchwork. Many ship parts were put into making that thing. So, as we will see momentarily, we do in fact have the sweet candy back. Now, generally we're not really going to need to actually do much in the way of using the sweet candy anymore, but I'll go ahead and show you out here. Now, you notice, or you remember, the golem that actually knocked out Jane and company and destroyed the sweet candy to begin with was in the inner ocean, and that would be the main way that we would be using the sweet candy from here on out. So, next time on Wild Arms, I'm going to be rested up and ready to go, and we actually will go ahead and enter into and confront the demons at Cottingel. So, thank you guys for joining me, and I will see y'all later.